Chapter 4, The Mysteries of Chanting. Chanting is how we enter into the eternal now. The energetic vibrations of our voices bond us to the spiritual light made of memory and of now and of future, for we are the light of universal intelligence. As we chant, the universe speaks to us in metaphoric images. Chanting calls the pasts and the future into the eternal now. Mother Nature does not have a word for chanting, but it does have a word for now. The spirit of now, its resonance, is what is creating the meaning of now. The here and now is the only place on the continuum we can access the future or the past. In fact, we can heal the future even before it needs healing, and we can help heal the past even though we didn't get to deal with it then. We can heal it through the now by chanting. Chanting is a way of making our past wrongs right, whether these wrongs are imagined or real, personal or planetary. In fact, the act of chanting and now were created with the same resonance so that we, the people, could have the ability of analysis. When chanting or singing, the physical body experiences the essences of each word through the electricity or light created by sound. The ancient mystics practiced chanting to stay focused on the here and now. They also used chanting to heal the physical body and to wash and heal the inner regions of cosmic thought. Hildegard of Bingen, a 17th century mystic, once said that when we sing words, their true meaning is revealed directly to the soul through bodily vibration. Metaphor of the chanter. The chanter is the cosmic universe in miniature. The person chanting is the embodiment of earth and sky. When chanting, I start by pretending my in-breath is the sky energy and the out-breath is the earth energy. The highest nerve center is located at the voice center, the place in the human anatomy where the sky and the earth in the human anatomy are connected. Sound vibration connects the mind, body, and spirit and makes the physical body whole. In chanting, the areas above the head of the chanter are designated as sky energies. Our eyes, nose, ear, mouth, hair, lips, eyebrows, head, facial skin, teeth, and tongue. According to the ancients, the extension of the feminine is the masculine. Another way of stating this is that which descends is female, and when it lands on the floor, it becomes male. So too in chanting. Both feminine and masculine energies are involved. The feminine brings down from the higher mind the sustenance of sound, and the male then expresses sound. Incongruences in the physical body or in the earth can be attributed directly to our thoughts or voices. Chanting contributes towards healing because it brings into alignment the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. It aligns them and integrates them into the here and now because past memory and future are healed as chanting is being done. Chanting is the same as prayers for good health. As the chanter comes into alignment, the earth, as metaphor for self, is brought into alignment as well. With chanting, the repeated sounds of the consonants direct the power of the vowels in such a way as to create an energy design. Vibration impacts the physical body, bounces back, and on its return, the original form has changed into a new form. Next, as it once again bounces on the newly formed body, it designates the extent of the growth achieved and connects that change with the self. The vibratory essence of sound affects the inner walls of the nerves and blood vessels. The inner walls of each cell resonate, and the power of vibration, sound, affects not only the physical cell walls, but also the mental, emotional, or spiritual walls, zoning in or zoning out attitudes imposed by values or belief systems. Chanting implants in the psyche the basis for new and fine-tunes the physical body for both spiritual and mental growth. Preparation for chanting. Chanting has been done by many different cultures all over the world. Many different forms of chanting have evolved over the centuries by different peoples. Each form has value, and each form of chanting is done for the purpose of reaching specific goals. The form of chanting given in this book is a result of my years of study with sound and vibration. Chanting can be done anywhere. One's preference for chanting in the privacy of one's home, or chanting in a room full of people, or chanting in a sound chamber, is perhaps not so important as the intent in the heart of the one who chants. What will be given here is an explanation of how to chant, first using vowels only, and then using vowels and consonants. In addition, specific chants for special purposes will be included. The simplest way to prepare for chanting is to sit upright in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and breathe in and out several times to relax your body. If you are in a sound chamber or wish to use the imagery of a sound chamber, use the following process. Imagine the sound chamber in your mind. The chamber is a metaphor of the physical body. Visualize first the feet. Imagine them as your connection with eternal time. Identify yourself with this space. Second, imagine the floor of the chamber or room as your legs. The area of the legs or floor is the metaphor for greatness on the journey of life. Third, see the walls, or imagine them as your potential for personal growth. The walls are where we make soul connection. Fourth, view the space in the room as the abdomen, solar plexus, chest, arms, hand, and the back of the body. Fifth, imagine the ceiling as the neck and face. Sixth, concentrate on the area above your head. Seventh, imagine a shrine in the center of the room or chamber. This is the heart center. How to chant. Choose what the focus of your chant is to be. Select a word in the English language and chant the word, concentrating on the sound of the vowels from the word. There is an important distinction to be made here. It is not how the vowel in the word might be written that is important, but the sound of the vowel in the word. For example, if you wanted information on yourself, and say your name is John, you would chant Ji-an, because that is the sound of John. If your name were Mona, another O word but pronounced differently, you would chant the sound Mo, and in this case, since there are two vowel sounds, the second one, Na, would be chanted next. Focus your attention on the whole word as you are chanting its sounds. Or, suppose a crow flies over your head and you want to understand the deeper significance of that metaphor appearing. You would focus on the whole word and chant the sound of crow, ke-ro. If you were going to chant for world peace, you would chant the sound of the word peace, peas. Focus on the entire word and chant for 20 to 30 minutes with the intention of supporting or bringing forth world peace. By chanting the sound of the word peas, you would be also calling the presence of the heart connection to mind, body, and spirit as the purifying light. The vowels in any given word reveal the power of the word, while the consonants conduct the power of that energy into a healing current and give it a physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual impulse. The vibration of the vowel sound enters at the breath level, spirit, and then through the physical level, matter, and then flows movement through the body. Thus, we can visualize chanting as the essence of, or metaphor for, spirit becoming form in the movement through matter. As you chant, keep in mind the deeper significance of the vowel sounds as given in the preceding chapter and their placement on the medicine wheel. Ah, the letter A, purification, direction of the east, mental body. Eh, the letter E, relationship, direction of the south, emotional body. E, the letter I, awareness, direction of the west, physical body. O, the letter O, innocence, direction of the north, spiritual body. U, the letter U, carrying, center of the medicine wheel. Please note that these vowels have multiple meanings and that only one is given here. You will begin to discern other layers of meanings in the various sounds as you chant them. These meanings arise from the vibrations that form the words, and we come to know them through the vibrations we experience as we form the words in our bodies, and through the resonance in the silence that follows. Sometimes you will need to listen carefully to discern which of the 5 vowel sounds comes closest to the way you pronounce the vowel sound in the word you are chanting. This is because English, French, and other languages differentiate more than 5 vowel sounds. The short U sound in the word up, for instance, might be closest to eh sound for you. In other cases, what we have been taught to think of as one vowel sound is actually 2 which are blended together. For instance, the long I sound in the English word I is actually ah-e, and in the long A sound, the English word day is actually eh-e. As you begin chanting the word, visualize a stepladder and place the word on the 3rd rung of the stepladder. The stepladder is used because each rung of the ladder represents a level of consciousness. We begin with the 3rd rung because the 3rd level is where everything begins to move towards its destination. The 1st and 2nd levels are preparatory only. There isn't enough energy in them for forward movement. Allow the word to climb up the stepladder from the 3rd to the 10th level as you are chanting. 10 in Tiwa thought is the number of completion. In moving the word up 7 rungs from the ladder, from the 3rd to the 10th, you are also becoming aware of the number 7, which in Tiwa thought speaks of the multiplicity of existence, of the vastness upon vastness of levels of consciousness. Visualize then a ladder and place the resonating word in the empty space above each rung as it rises from the 3rd to the 10th. Hear the word vibrating in each empty space. Chanting and breath. In vocalizing the sound you are chanting, for example, peace, peas, hold the E sound for the length of the out breath, and then breathe in and repeat the sound with each slow exhalation for a predetermined period of time. The suggested time period is 10 to 20 minutes. Be attentive to insights such as metaphors occurring to you or images that appear. When chanting, breathe with the inhalation through the nose and the voice, the sound that you exhale through the mouth. The inhalation is the metaphor Father Sky, and the exhalation represents Mother Earth. We seek to keep Earth and Sky and ourselves bonded together and enhance them through chanting. When we chant, we're giving energy to their connection. Historically speaking, separation has led to world unrest, wars, etc. And at a time, on a personal level, we feel disconnected because of the lack of connection between earth, sky, and ourselves. The theory is that as we chant our physical bodies into a finer attunement, the people living on earth and living earth itself will find peace. Visualize now a hollow tree and the wind traveling down the trunk of the tree. The in-breath is bringing in life, and as the wind leaves earth, soul having touched and fused it with life, it announces the newly created breath of life. Who is outward, carrying expansion of all life. The incoming and outgoing of the wind, breath, is the spirit of life. The hollow tree is a mind focus, and the land is that which drinks the heart resonance of peace to live. The taking out and the bringing in actions are to be understood as actions of Creator Spirit, using humans as a form of creative expression. And so, in chanting, we lose ourselves to the expression of singing. Chanting earth sounds. Tiwa-speaking peoples believe that the physical anatomy of the human being is composed of Na, the infinite self. When I say infinite self, I am referring to the greater self beyond the individual or personal self. The infinite self is never-ending, and each individual person is an aspect of the infinite self. The parts of the human anatomy are metaphors for parts of the infinite self, so that when we chant nose, for instance, we are exploring the deeper meaning of this one aspect of the infinite self, for which the nose is a metaphor. The word for soil in Tiwa is na me ne, which is also na, or infinite self, and me, or goodness and forward movement. The unaccented ne sound acts as a stop at the end of the word, like a period at the end of a sentence. Thus, in Tiwa thought, the names of our body parts are considered earth creativity sounds. When sounding the earth creativity sounds, you are calling the intelligent spirit, or spirit intelligence, of the word. It is very important to visualize the physical body part as you listen carefully to the word for the body part. The importance in chanting is to become, through sound vibration, the essence of the word, and thus to reach the level of ecstasy from which you realize a shift in consciousness. In chanting, hold the vowel sounds in the word for as long as you can. Consonants can be passed over very quickly, or even left out of your chanting, because the vowel sounds are what carry the essence of the word's various level of meaning. You might begin by chanting the following earth sounds. Neck, throat, o, shoulders, arms, elbows, o, hands, fingers, fingernails, wrists, chest, breasts, stomach, hips, skin, knees, back, buttocks, legs, feet, ankles, toes, Proceed next to the internal organs. Chanting the sound of these organs awakens the innate potential of personal healing power for organs, which might be in the various states of dissonance, and brings about their peace and harmony. Remember that personal healing is also cosmic healing. Heart, ah, blood, ah, lungs, ah, liver, ovaries, testicles, kidneys, pancreas, sky sounds. Here are some above-the-neck words to consider next in the chanting process. Note again that in sounding or pronouncing the words, you concentrate on the vowels and keep as close as possible to the sound context as they are used in the word you are studying. As you are chanting, remember to visualize the word inside the space above each rung of the stepladder, beginning with the 3rd rung and moving up, allowing the word to climb up to the 10th rung on the ladder, slowly and effortlessly. I'll type this out and place it below the video also for y'all, because seeing it is helpful as you're pronouncing it. It started to rain, so I've come in. I'll set you up someplace where you can look at something pretty while I continue reading. Brow, oo. Lips, teeth, face, tongue, skin, hair, head, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, Discoveries from chanting the elements. Below are some discoveries made from chanting the sounds of the fire, water, wind, land, and wood. The images and metaphors given are just some of the possibilities. If you were to chant these sounds for yourself, you would have your own discoveries to add to these. The sound of fire is Fahh. By chanting the sound, we investigate the word fire and contemplate the different ways we use fire in our everyday lives. At home, we use electricity, a fire, in a number of ways. We use electric lights for lighting our homes, gas flames to cook our food, and we use telephones and other electrical appliances. The list is endless. All we have is the base of fire. On clear days, we enjoy sunlight, and sometimes on rainy days, a beautiful rainbow made of colored lights. We use fire in a living room fireplace, and we sometimes dine by candlelight. The metabolism of food in our bodies is of fire orientation, as well as our neuromuscular activity in the physical body. We can say that fire is at the heart and at the roots of our survival on the planet. Could we reason that water is also fire? The sound of water is Wahh, tehr. By chanting and humming the and visualizing water, one soon is in touch with the wisdom that water can also mean life, purity, and crystallized light. Water is life because it keeps our bodies alive. Without it, life as we understand and know it would soon end. Every time water is taken into the physical body, it cleanses as well as purifies. During ceremonies in which water is used, the essence of water is seen as crystals of light. Yet, during an electrical storm, a totally different facet of water can be experienced. Water becomes churning, billowing storm clouds, crystallizing and falling, vaporizing and rising. Water particles collide and throw off negative and positive ions, building electrical energy until, in an instant, water becomes fire. With a sudden stroke of immense power, lightning streaks through the air. This transformation from water to fire, taking place at the subatomic level, level becomes visible on a giant scale, scorching the air to over 60,000 degrees within a millisecond of time and sending flames along a jagged path visible for miles. We see it, and we are exhilarated and filled with awe. Lightning lights up the earth and heats the air, firing the wind into action. Chanting the sound of wind, wehnd, the chanter learns that wind can also be equated to fire and water, and like them, has qualities of purification. The combination of water and fire, heat, creates a force of wind that purifies the earth and sky with cleansing winds, lightning, and rain. The wind pushes clouds from the sky and can blow away an inversion. The wind is the breath of human lungs. As oxygen in the bloodstream, it becomes a mineral, and it plays a role in sustaining life. Chanting the mineral land, the sound, the chanter is in touch in an intimate way with the essence of planting, growing, and harvesting, similar to those experiences of a gardener or farmer. The chanter learns that what we sow is what grows. Cultivation of the plants is important in assisting the plants to produce a harvest in abundance. In the metaphor, the corn seed is planted in the soil of the soul. The roots of the seedling are the fire of the Sacred Heart, the stem is the wood for carrying, and the green of the corn plant is a symbol of trust, of the resonance of the people, as it reaches forth to touch and become both earth and sky. The corn, as it stands strong and straight, is alive because it is fire, water, air, mineral, and wood. In chanting the word wood, the oo sound, the chanter learns to understand carrying and relationship. Trees grow tall and have strong roots in the land, therefore they resonate with a sense of placement. Fire and placement are the same in the psyche of beingness. The next time you walk outside your home and look up at the tree that lives on your street, say to it, "I know now you are the symbol of greatness, and you have been standing still while holding greatness for us, so that, when we are ready, we will choose to carry it for you in our lives." Many trees grow in communities or clusters and give refuge to birds, plants, animals, and humans. Greatness is kept pure by the fire of the heart, like the tree that sends water to its extremities. Greatness sends breath, or wind, of life to the all, and regeneration to the soul, the drinker. Fire, water, air, mineral, and wood are truly one essence. The fire, water, air, mineral, or land, and wood are energies that constantly play a role in awakening us to our perceptions of a higher order. Group chanting. There are several ways in which groups can come together for the purpose of chanting. A group of women and men might chant in the following way. 10 women begin chanting the designated word sound, and then during their inhalation, 10 men chant the word sound, so that the continuous sound is sensed and felt by the chanters on the inhalations as well as the exhalations. This is the glorification of the Creator Spirit in all humans and in the macrocosm. As the chanter inhales, the Spirit enters into the chanter and gives birth to life. As the chanter exhales, the Spirit of life and the chanter participate together in generating health and vitality for all things living on earth and in the sky. Colorado chanters. During Desert Storm, a group of chanters gathered to chant in the sound chamber located in Colorado. Any external war exists because there is war within individuals. The metaphors given while chanting with a focus on war would tend to be both personal and collective in nature. A seer was chosen, someone who would be the spokesperson for the group. The sound of the letter A, ah, for purification, was chanted 5 or 6 rounds, while each person in the group thought about what was going on in the Middle East. The seer reported seeing an enormous spiral of light. When asked what that spiral meant to him, the reply was liberation. Using the sounds from the word liberation, the group chanted. The seer reported the following. I see a room with dark wooden paneling. In the center is a long rectangular table. It seems very important, very sacred. There are several high-backed wooden chairs around the table. There is a runner on the table made of soft, hand-woven fabric. There is a sense that this might be in England, and yet a feeling that this is a sort of table where Jesus sat. I'm drawn towards the massive door. It is a weathered, old double door made of oak. As I come closer to the door, I see a lion's head. In his nose there is a brass door knocker. I feel a strong urge to open the door and step through the doorway. The metaphor of the doorway is entering. In essence, there are only 2 actions in life, entering or leaving. Since this imagery came from the seer, and so was for the collective as a whole, as well as for each person, everyone was asked to close his or her eyes and to enter the experience by going to the door, opening the door, and seeing what awaits on the other side. I report 2 of those experiences here. As I approached the doorway, it is with some hesitation. I cautiously place my hand on the doorknob and open slowly. When I open the door, the universe is before me. I am overwhelmed with its vastness and beauty. There is a knowing that I need to take a step. At first I hesitate. It seems frightening. I am unsure. I don't know if it will be safe. I don't know where it might lead. My fears start to subside. With all the force from within my being, I step forward. I do not fall. I hear the word abundance. I am filled with deep emotion. Tears well up from within. I feel supported in a way I have never known. Powerful images like this one have an impact immediately, but usually take some time for their full meaning to unfold, and so the same chanter reported back to us several months later. I had worked very hard to bring an outside speaker to my area of the country who had a great deal to teach mothers and daughters about bonding and the rites and passage into womanhood. I was disappointed when there was not enough support to warrant her coming. When I called her to share the disappointing news, her surprising response was, "Well, you could teach the course yourself. You have learned a great deal with your own daughter through your own experiences. Plus, you have studied the Native American ways for some time, and the rest that you think you don't know will be given to you." I was startled. The universe was offering me an opportunity. I remembered my earlier image from Colorado. It gave me the courage to step forward. I've been amazed at how life has responded. My work is growing and in demand. As promised, I am receiving abundance on all levels. Another chanter had a different experience. I stand before the massive oak door and place my hand on the doorknob. I open the door. I walk into another reality, into another world of perception. There is the delicate beauty of India, lyrical, mystical. I walk into a beautiful courtyard, lush and green. Golden sunshine beams everywhere. In the center of the courtyard is a fountain, one that pours forth liquid light. There is a sense that this is the fountain of life. The next day, this same chanter went to the hot springs in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. The hot springs can be visited by going underground to the caves and then sitting while in the steamy vapors of the hot underground springs, letting them fill your body with their healing essence. For her, the descent was a treacherous one. Claustrophobia had been her nemesis for some time, so it took great courage to muster the strength to go underground and surrender to the womb of the mother. When she came up from the underground caves, she went to the designated area to relax. There, in a courtyard-like setting, was the same fountain she saw in her vision. As a child, she had access to other realities, but had often questioned her experiences. Here was tangible proof of other realities. Her ability to tap into other dimensions no longer needed to be feared, but instead could be accepted as her gift. The fountain seemed to say she was coming to life. Mysteries of the consonants. Vowels in any given word reveal the power of the word, and the consonants determine the direction the power of the energy must travel. Vowels alone are sufficient for chanting, so it would not be necessary to include consonants. However, a list of consonants and their definitions is included so that in your word studies you may have more information about the deeper levels of the vibration of any word. Again, please note, consonants have multiple meanings and only one level of meaning is represented here. B, head. C, thirst. D, touch. F, faith. G, beauty. H, lifting unchanging arms. J, shepherd. K, soul planting. L, mental sky and earth connection. M, manifestation. N, self. P, heart. Q, initiation. R, abundance. S, above/below, the beautiful one. T, time. V, drinking, swallowing. W, twice carrying. X, physical power. Y, awareness. Z, above, below. Once you understand the meanings of the vowels and the consonants, then you can do a breakdown of any word and explore other possibilities of meanings. For example, take the word peaceful. P, heart. E, awareness. S, the beautiful one, God. F for faith. U, carrying. L, sky and earth connection. When all the sounds are put together, it translates this way. The heart is aware of the beautiful one, and so in faith carries mind and body as one. Choose any word and write by each sound the definition of the vowel and the consonant. Then write or speak your new definition. Benefits of chanting. The moment the spirit breath of life touches the soul, creation occurs and new form travels out via the mind for ultimate expression and expansion. At that moment, the spirit of life, the spirit of the body, and the spirit of the mind have bonded into a delightful glorification. It's like a river when a flood of water cuts a new channel through what was once dry land. The river alters and expands. When spirit floods in, the mind expands. Hence, we can say the mind, spirit, and physical body have birthed new territory into higher consciousness. The vibration of chanting awakens and strengthens the vitality and health of the chanter at the cellular level. Vibration works on the physical and biological aspects of the chanter's being, promoting mental and emotional health. Through chanting, the bombardment of sound, spirit words, acts on the land, physical biological bodies, in such a way that old forms are lifted out of their former places and raised to new levels. In the metaphor of the medicine wheel, chanting rapidly cools the vibration, moving us to a place in the vibratory level that defines the high self-awareness, the cold winter place. As the cooling of vibration occurs, new ideas, creations, discoveries, and inventions come out of physical forms and produce the basis for new spiritual vibrations that, in turn, become entities in the warmth of the summer place. Understanding the second level of language. As mentioned earlier, there are two levels of language. First, there's the ordinary language of everyday life. This is the language of the left brain world, linear, logical, rational. A sentence like, "I am going to town," has an obvious meaning. The second level of language is the right brain orientation, the world of intuition, feeling, and spirit. At this level, "I am going to town" has a totally different meaning and carries a different vibration. The sentence becomes a series of sounds. Our original sentence has been transformed into a, I, e, o, I, oo, ah, oo, and now means the purification of awareness has a relationship to innocence that is carrying purification into innocence. The ordinary is transformed into the divine. Exercise. To practice working with the concept of the second level of language, take an ordinary sentence. Write above it the sounds from each word, referring to the meanings of those sounds given in Chapter 3. Hear the sounds, speak the sounds, listen for new meaning.